It could be terrible, and it could be great. It's not clear.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.
China has already overtaken the US by filing the highest number of AI research papers and AI-related patents per year. China has spent billions of dollars on AI. Hey guys, this is Prashant from TechLudo, and today we have a video about AI supremacy and how China is playing it really big.
Now it seems we're at the dawn of a new age, the age of AI, artificial intelligence. Please define.
AI is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers.
Well, if we study the human history carefully, we will find out that every century has seen the advent of defining technology that has helped in taking the human development and human life to the next level. It was the invention of steam engine that started the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century. This was followed by the invention of electricity in the 20th century, and then obviously came computers and internet that continues to redefine our modern lives in the 21st century. So now the obvious question is, what is that next big technology that will have unprecedented impact on human lives in the coming years? Well, the answer is artificial intelligence, or AI. Scientists and technological experts firmly believe that in the near future, AI will have such a massive positive impact that it will completely redefine the human life forever. Therefore, not surprisingly, today more and more countries are in a race to outdo each other in an attempt to get their dominance over this next big technology. But it seems that this much hyped up AI race will fundamentally end up between a race between two countries. And these two countries are investing more capital and energy on AI than any other country in the world. These countries are US and China. Well, America being a frontrunner in the artificial intelligence race isn't really surprising, especially considering that the US has always been technologically a superpower of the world. But China's meteoric rise in the AI race is hogging a lot of media limelight over the last few years and has actually created a sort of panic among the Americans. As per statistics, today, China has already overtaken the US by filing the highest number of AI research papers and AI-related patents per year. China has attracted whopping $17 billion investment in AI startups in 2021, accounting for nearly 1/5 of global private investment in the AI sector. Besides, China also has the highest number of AI engineers in the entire world. The communist country is already leveraging the AI technology in key areas like facial recognition, speech recognition, driverless technology, and even military and defense. Now, helping China's advent in AI are some of China's biggest technology companies like Baidu, Tencent, Alibaba, and Didi, who are investing billions of dollars on AI-focused R&D every year. Now, China's impressive leap in AI technology over the last few years resonates with all-important mission that was declared way back in 2017. In 2017, Chinese President Xi Jinping publicly declared that China wants to attain global supremacy in the AI technology by 2030. Now, this is a crazy declaration, and achieving supremacy in AI will also help China in achieving its ultimate geopolitical ambition of becoming a global superpower. Now, China's leadership seems pretty much convinced that in the coming years, AI technology will become as invaluable as oil and energy as today. And any country that has the mastery over this technology will eventually dominate the world. Now, China equally enjoys other advantageous factors that it will certainly seek to leverage. The communist country has a booming economy on its side, and hence it has no dearth of capital to spend on AI. According to a rough estimate, China plans to invest additional $30 billion in the artificial intelligence space by the year 2026. And China also happens to be the most populated country in the world. This simply means that today, China is among the top countries in developing and generating digital data. In fact, according to a survey, by 2025, China will generate more digital data per year than the US. This survey claims that China will generate close to 48.6 zettabytes of data by 2025. and this will surely help the Chinese companies in enhancing its data processing capabilities. Now, it is important to note that data plays a very critical role in the functioning of artificial intelligence. The more quality and accurate data the AI algorithm has, more are its chances of succeeding in accomplishing even the most complex tasks. Therefore, the massive amount of digital data that Chinese population generates surely puts China in a driving seat. Besides, unlike in the US and the Western countries, companies in China are not constrained by strict privacy policies and regulatory pressures. In other words, data privacy is not really a big issue in China, not at least for the Chinese companies. This pretty much gives a free ride to Chinese companies as they constantly seek to increase their data processing capabilities. And even though there have been recent reports of Chinese government's crackdown on its big tech companies, including the reports of sudden disappearance of Jack Ma, China's big tech companies are still likely to enjoy huge freedom for taking big and unconventional steps in the AI research and development. By the way, if you have heard about Jack Ma disappearing from public space, we have made a dedicated video about it as to why it happened and why such a big public face actually has now been reduced to a mere puppet of the Chinese government. Check out that video right away. Now, many political and economic experts claim that Beijing will strongly capitalize on AI to escape the middle income trap. Now, despite all its tall claim to become the future superpower, China is still a middle income country. However, as Beijing starts making decisive progress in AI and also starts applying them in various industries, China expects that it will act as an engine for its future economic growth. But mind you, it's still not very hanky-dory for China. And this is to say that China's race to achieve AI supremacy is very much riddled with several loopholes and weaknesses. And it looks that the Chinese giant may not be able to overcome these weaknesses anytime soon, which puts the country on a weaker footing vis-a-vis America. Let us first talk about the AI research papers. Now, while it's true that China has leapfrogged the US in filing more AI research papers, experts really claim that Chinese research papers lack in terms of quality and also innovations. Now, additionally, experts also claim that the Chinese companies are still catering to a very general and not an advanced level of AI. For instance, let us take the example of TensorFlow and Caffe. Now, TensorFlow and Caffe are basically AI open source platforms developed by the American academicians and companies. Now, today these platforms are used by scores of companies across the world to develop algorithms and can function more like human brains. Now, despite the fact that China has spent billions of dollars on AI, there's still no Chinese equivalent to TensorFlow and Caffe. Now, technology analysts argue that China still doesn't have the expertise nor the deep knowledge to develop such a platform. By far, the best alternative that China has come up with is Paddle, which is an AI open source platform developed by the Chinese company Baidu. However, Paddle is used only for developing AI products and services that can be used for various industrial applications. Now, unlike TensorFlow, Paddle is really not used for advanced level AI purposes. America also has a decisive edge over China when it comes to attracting diverse talent from across the world. US is already an established technological powerhouse. It is home to some of the best and most innovative companies like Google, Meta, Amazon, Apple and Microsoft. And these big tech companies literally work like a magnet in attracting the best minds and talents from across the world. And what's even better for the US is that the country is home to some of the best higher education institutes in the world. And in future, this will surely help the US companies in making possibly some of the most innovative and breathtaking innovations in the field of AI. And while it is true that today even China attracts diverse talents, it still has a long way to go to match up with the US. Now, last but not the least, America has another very important decisive edge over China. Any country that aspires to become an AI superpower, it will need to mass produce semiconductor chips. After all, chip is the most fundamental hardware in any AI-driven product or service. And here again, America literally enjoys a monopoly. Almost all top chip manufacturing companies of the world like Intel, Nvidia, Qualcomm and Micron are all US-based companies. To sum up the entire story, China does have several weaknesses that it needs to overcome. But despite these glaring loopholes, America cannot afford to become complacent. In today's age of globalization, when the economic and geopolitical competition between these rival countries has become so intense, actually none of these countries can afford to become overconfident. In fact, China's soaring ambition to become global superpower is all too well known. And to fulfill this ambition, Beijing is unlikely to leave any stone unturned to ensure its advancement in the field of AI. And this fact alone should be enough to keep the US on its toes. That was it for the story. If you like this, smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. This is Prashant signing off. See you in the next part.